Okay, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really zeroing in on something pretty fascinating, artificial intelligence
hmm
and how it's shaking up online shopping. Specifically, we're looking at Temu.
Right, and we're basing this on a really interesting article from the Future TechWise blog over in New Zealand. Kenton Patterson wrote it.
Exactly. And look, our goal isn't just to say, oh, Temu uses AI, we know that. It's more about digging into how they're actually using it,
Mm.
how it changes things for you when you're browsing or buying, making it feel, well, smarter and easier.
Yeah, getting beyond the surface level.
Totally. Okay, so to really get into this, where should we begin?
I think the most logical place is that core engine, the AI-powered personalization.
Right. Okay. So Patterson's article says Temu has this central AI, and it's just constantly crunching user data. What kind of data are we actually talking about here? What's feeding this thing?
Well, the article breaks it down pretty well. It's looking at your browsing habits, the things you click on, what catches your eye, obviously what you've bought before, but also something quite subtle, how long you actually spend looking at specific items.
Time spent. Huh. That feels like it could be really revealing. So if I, stare at a pair of shoes for a minute, the AI thinks, okay, stronger interest here.
Precisely. Yeah, all that data gets funneled into their system. And that's what creates those recommendations that the article calls uncannily intuitive.
Mm.
It's that weird feeling when you open the app and boom, there's stuff that feels like it was picked just for you.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. You sort of think, hang on, how did that get there? I was just thinking about something like
Mm.
this. So for you listening, the main takeaway here is this isn't just random chance. It's this complex machine learning working behind the scenes, shaping your feed.
Mm-hmm. And the AI is always learning, always tweaking its suggestions based on all this data it's processing.
Okay, so it's not just about the products we see, right?
Mm-hmm.
The article mentions it goes deeper.
Absolutely. It stretches into an area most of us don't really see, but it's crucial. Optimizing the supply chain.
Okay, supply chain. So less about what I see on my phone screen, more about getting the product to me. How does AI help there?
Well, what's really clever, according to the article, is how Temu uses AI to actually predict demand. It analyzes all that user behavior we talked about, mixes it with wider market trends, and tries to forecast what people are going to want next.
Wow. Okay, so they're not just reacting to sales, they're actively trying to guess future shopping patterns.
Exactly. And think about the benefits. You optimize your inventory, right? So you minimize waste from having too much of something unpopular. And really importantly, it makes getting orders out the door and delivered much more efficient.
That makes total sense. If you know what's likely coming, you can get the stock ready, get the shipping sorted. The article really stresses how vital this is for a global company like Temu. Why is that forecasting so critical when you're operating worldwide?
Well, just imagine the sheer complexity, right? Moving goods from, say, a factory in one continent to millions of individual homes across several others. The coordination needed is immense. AI demand forecasting kind of acts like the brain, helping make sure the right stuff is in the right warehouse at roughly the right time. It smooths out that incredibly complicated global network.
That's actually a huge application. So the AI's tentacles reach way beyond just my app feed. Now, Patterson also talks about hyper-personalized user profiles. How is that different from the general personalization we just covered?
It's mainly about the speed, really. The article points out how incredibly quickly Temu's AI starts building a detailed profile of you, almost from your very first clicks.
Seriously, like almost instantly. That's fast. What kind of things does it pick up on so quickly?
The article mentions stuff like your color preferences, based on the items you click or linger on. It also gets a quick read on your likely price comfort zone. And naturally, it starts identifying the general categories of things that seem to grab your attention.
Huh? So just a few interactions, and they've already got a decent sketch of my tastes. That's,
Yeah,
well, it makes you think about how much data is being processed.
it does. And this rapid profiling is what fuels that really tailored shopping feel, where, like the article says, every scroll feels tailored just for you. It reinforces that feeling that the platform just gets you.
Yeah, it definitely changes how you browse. You're not just wading through endless pages anymore. It feels more curated. Okay, the article also brings up a streamlined and seamless shopping experience. How does AI make the journey smoother?
This is more about looking at how everyone uses the platform, the aggregate behavior. AI analyzes those patterns to improve usability. Things like simplifying the layout, making it less busy, easier to find stuff, and also making the search results much sharper so you find what you're actually looking for faster.
Ah, okay. So it's not just suggesting new things I might like, but also helping me find the specific thing I came for more easily.
Exactly. And Patterson makes a good point that this helps different kinds of shoppers. Whether you're hunting for deals or you're more of an impulse buyer who spots something cool, the AI tries to adapt the experience to reduce friction for your style. It's the platform bending to the shopper, not the other way around.
That's a really good way to put it, not one size fits all.
Okay.
Let's shift gears a bit to something we definitely notice. Marketing, promotions. The article talks about gamified experiences.
Right. And Temu uses AI quite cleverly here, too. Those things like bonus spins or maybe a coupon that pops up with a timer or just a surprise discount?
Yeah, I've seen those. They do add a bit of, I don't know, fun. But the article implies they're not just random, right?
Not random at all, apparently. They're deployed strategically. The AI is watching how you interact with the app, and it uses these little games or offers to reward you for being active to keep you clicking around.
Ah, so it's not just a generic offer. It's targeted based on what I'm doing, trying to keep me hooked, essentially.
Yeah.
It does make routine shopping feel a bit more like, well, like a game sometimes.
Precisely. Okay, so let's look ahead now. The article dives into some potential future uses for Temu's AI. What stood out to you from Patterson's predictions?
Well, the predictive shopping idea was pretty wild. The thought that the AI could, like, pre-fill my cart with things I buy regularly. Groceries, maybe, or pet food, based on my habits.
Yeah, imagine that. Super convenient on one hand.
But it also makes you wonder how much it starts influencing what you buy, right?
Definitely a consideration. And what about visual AI search? Being able to just snap a photo of something out in the world and have Temu find it, or similar things.
Oh, that would be incredible. For those moments when you see something and think, where can I get one of those? Game changer.
Totally. And then there's the idea of AI styling assistants.
Right, like an AI putting together outfits, suggesting trends based on what it knows I like.
Exactly. Almost like having a personal stylist on call, 24/7, built into the app.
And it wasn't just fashion, was it? The article mentioned sustainability insights, too. That feels important.
Hugely important, potentially. Imagine future AI giving you info right there on the product page about its carbon footprint or maybe ethical sourcing or how recyclable the packaging is. That could really empower shoppers to make different kinds of choices, more informed ones.
That's a really powerful use case for AI.
Right.
And then, okay, this one sounded a bit sci-fi. Emotion-aware interfaces. What was that about?
Yeah, that one's further out there. The concept is that the AI might pick up on subtle cues, maybe how you're browsing, maybe even biometrics down the line to get a sense of your mood, and then it could tailor suggestions accordingly. So, like the article suggests, maybe on a rainy day when you seem less active, it shows you more cozy things, home comforts.
Wow. It's like the app trying to have digital empathy.
Hmm.
It's fascinating, but definitely raises some interesting questions about where retail tech is heading. So pulling all this together, what's the big picture here? Patterson talks about inspiration through innovation.
I think the main point is that Temu shows that this kind of sophisticated AI isn't just for the Googles and Amazons of the world anymore. It's a tool that really lots of companies can start using to make the customer experience way better, way more personal.
Right. It's about making the tech feel less like, a cold algorithm and more like a helpful assistant that kind of knows what you need and gives you more choices in the end. That's a really compelling idea.
It is, and it really brings us to a key question for you listening. As AI like this gets better and better in platforms like Temu, how is that going to change what you expect from online shopping in general? Is this super personalized, efficient experience going to become the baseline?
Yeah, that's definitely food for thought as everything keeps evolving. So just to recap quickly, we've covered how Temu uses AI right now, starting with that core personalization based on how you browse and buy.
All the way to optimizing their massive global supply chain so those recommendations actually get to you quickly.
We talked about how fast the AI builds those detailed user profiles, making the whole process feel smoother, more tailored, just for you.
And of course, those AI-driven marketing tricks, the gamified promotions that make offers feel relevant and engaging.
And looking forward, those potential futures, predictive carts, searching with pictures, AI stylists, sustainability info, it paints a really vivid picture of where online shopping could be headed.
Exactly. It points towards a future where the tech just melts into the background and shopping online feels, well, more intuitive and completely unique to you.
So maybe the next time you're scrolling through an app like Temu, just think about it. How is all this clever AI going to reshape what you personally expect from online stores in the next few years? It's a big question. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.